how you should do your Unit 2 project for a test grade. Make sure you have this paper in front of you. At the top it says "à table." You will choose a project to complete for our second test grade for Unit 2. The project will consist of a written component and a visual component. So the written is worth half of your grade and the visual is worth half of your grade. So let's look at the written part first. Here are your choices. Number 1, you might choose to write 6 complete sentences or more, with 6 words per sentence, describing something that you used to cook when you were young. Example, je mélangeais le sucre dans le bol. I would mix up the sugar in the bowl. I used to put the sugar in the bowl, mix it up. Ma grand-mère mettait le beurre dans le moule. My grandmother used to put butter in the mold, in the pan. This is going to feel a lot like, for those of you that chose this in your quiz writing for the essay that we did, some of you chose this like what you used to cook when you were younger. This is going to feel a lot like that. If you choose number 2, this is more like telling me, like let's just say you do cook something to bring to the class for your project. Describe your process. So not necessarily something that you used to cook when you were young, but something that you're doing for this project. So if you choose number 2, your action words can be written in the present tense, okay? 6 complete sentences or more describing something that you'll prepare for the class specifically, preferably something that we've learned about or mentioned in Unit 2. I think I have a typo on this one. You may write your action words in French for this. I think I meant you can put it in the present tense. Example, je prépare des beignets congolais. So I'm preparing Congolese beignets. D'abord, first, j'ai besoin de farine, du sel, des œufs. First, I need flour, salt, eggs. So this one is almost more like this is what you're doing to follow the recipe. So present tense, but still 6 complete sentences or more. I encourage you to use transition words such as first, then, and finally. Okay, choice number 3 for your written piece. It says create 2 invitations. It should be done on construction paper for a culinary event. You may choose to be inspired by the samples from page 95 in your book, page 98, or the example here on this page. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the choices for your visual piece. You might choose number 1, food. So whether or not you choose like what you used to eat in the cook in the past, or if you're doing something for the class now, either one of those can have like, hey, I'm actually bringing the food. Like maybe I used to fix oatmeal cookies and you're bringing the food to show. Bring food for the class to enjoy. Your written piece must be presented neatly and be on display with the food item. If you would like to share something with the class, please provide everything you need to share. So like if you're just doing cookies, that's not a problem. I have napkins. But if you're doing cake or pie, you need to provide paper plates, maybe even plastic forks, and probably something to serve it with, maybe a pie cutter or slicer or something like that. Okay, second choice for your visual could be a poster. So let's just say you want to choose one of the 2 first options that has to do with food, maybe even the second one, and you cook it at home or you try it, but you don't want to bring it in. You're just too embarrassed to do that, especially for that number 1, what you used to cook. If you don't want to bring in food, you can do a poster, and let's look at what you need to do for that option. Please provide 5 to 7 drawings or photos of your chosen food. Your illustrations must be relevant to our unit and show what you have learned. Okay, number 3, if you choose the invitation. So this is the one where, if you choose number 3 on the written, and obviously this one, they overlap. So there's not a separation of the written and the visual. This one says your visual component and writing components will overlap. You will create 2 invitations with words and illustrations. Each invitation must include the following. Either a very large illustration on the piece of construction paper, kind of like, you know, like if you create an infographic, sometimes it's like this big kind of illustration with all the information going. So if you draw it, kind of similar thing, or you can do several smaller drawings, and you can print it out, but all that has to be done on your own before the due date. I will not print for students. I will not print photos for students. If you do not have a printer at home and you're not in a computer science class where you can print things out, I highly discourage planning on printing things out because that will cause you to have a late grade maybe, so be careful for that. Whatever you choose, you need to include the name of the event, the time and date of the event, the location, the price. If it's free, just say gratuit. If you need to make reservations, put that on there. Menu options for what you're going to be eating. Be sure to include a unique French-ism such as je vous invite à, ça vous dit de, venez à une fête conviviale or repas convivial, all the stuff from our vocab sheet. And then you've got ideas for food choices here, but your best resource if you're wanting to branch out with the food is going to be your vocab sheets, especially that Unit 2 Quiz 1 sheet with the beignet courgoulet, carbonade flamande, poulet moamba. Bonus opportunities. I'm going to be very inclined to give bonus, especially for those who branch out and bring food, especially if you dive into something new, like something specific from the unit. So let me know if you have questions, and the grading rubric is here. We'll probably go over this together when I'm done with all of the speaking tests.